Hello, I'm Gregg. Jarrett. You're in the strategy room. Democrats met Saturday for one of their more fiery debates to date, but it's one of frontrunner Hillary Clinton's jabs not at her rivals but at Donald Trump that is now drawing some criticism. Clinton saying Trump's anti-Muslim comments are being used as recruitment tools for ISIS. Take a listen.
He is becoming ISIS's best recruiter. They are going to people showing videos of Donald Trump insulting Islam and Muslims in order to recruit more radical jihadists.
Some fact checkers, even Donald Trump, say, hey, it's not even close to being true. One of Clinton's staffers even seemed rather uncomfortable as she tried to defend the presidential hopeful statements on Sunday. Here now with reaction are Iona College professor Jeanne Zaino and Republican media specialist T.J. McCormack. Welcome to both of you. All right, so, Jeanne, PolitiFact has this as false, right?
Yeah, and I think fact checkers across the board from the New York Times to PolitiFact have all said that there's absolutely no evidence that ISIS has used Donald Trump's words in a recruitment video. And so, without question, she said something that has not been substantiated yet. Interestingly, the DNC put this on a Saturday night, close to Christmas, hoping that it wouldn't get a lot of attention. And this one gaffe on her part has, kind of consumed the airwaves. And now Donald Trump is demanding an apology from her in the campaign.
Yeah, TJ, it was pretty embarrassing to watch the staffer being grilled by George Stephanopoulos. She stuttered and fumbled and mumbled and stumbled. And at one point she said, well, referring to Mrs. Clinton, she didn't have a particular video in mind.
No. Look. This is what happens when your front runner is there for payback. This is what happens when you've got someone who's basically being rewarded for sticking with a philanderer. That's what Hillary Clinton is. That's why they're burying these debates on Saturday nights. There's going to be one actually on a Sunday night during the NFL playoffs. They don't want anybody to see this embarrassment.
This is the DNC that is basically doing the bidding for Hillary Clinton.
Absolutely, of course. Look, if you see the way that Debbie Wasserman Schultz, the chairman of the DNC, jumps all over the Sanders campaign for a couple of transgressions there that on Hillary's behalf. Again, Hillary embarrassed herself not just in making these false claims, but in saying them in the way that that a 12-year-old would, standing there, professing that they're going there, they're going to people and showing these videos of Donald Trump. Again, like a 13-year-old standing there, kicking and screaming. It's embarrassing.
The irony, of course, is lost on nobody, Jeanne.
Can we get to this?
Donald Trump is famous for not just bombast, but making all kinds of outrageous claims. And here you have Hillary Clinton essentially doing the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when all these same fact checkers came back and said several things Donald Trump has said have absolutely no proof, including most, I think, famously his comments about what happened in 9/11 in New Jersey, and they all claimed that those were false as well. He didn't take a step back and apologize for those, but now yet he's demanding an apology from Hillary Clinton. And, just back to the DNC, we do know that this has been a huge issue for the O'Malley and the Sanders campaign, this idea that Debbie Wasserman Schultz and the DNC has been in Hillary Clinton's pocket. And it's been, I think, frustrating for the other campaigns. That said, she misspoke about the video. It's absolutely false. There's no proof. But his comments do play into the hands of ISIS, and we can't forget that fact. What does ISIS want? They want a Christian versus Muslim war. The more that you drive a wedge there, the better for them. Now, that's not to say,
plays
but
into ISIS's hands. The fact that you drive a car plays into ISIS's hands.
Of course, but her larger point is that kind of rhetoric is problematic for the United States.
In a politically correct world where we roll over to ISIS.
It's interesting that President Obama keeps saying the reason he wants to close Gitmo is that it is a trigger for ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all kinds of terrorists and so forth. They didn't need a trigger on 9/11. No. And putting, by the way, Khalid Sheikh Mohammed and the other defendants, the masterminds of 9/11, on American soil might arguably even be more of an insightful trigger for terrorists.
Sure, and create a destination for these guys who are being treated as martyrs in other lands, who are being glorified.
But you would agree that it serves absolutely no purpose for the United States foreign policy to drive a wedge between Muslims and Christians. That is absolutely unproductive, let alone, all the other things that we want to think of as un-American. But it's not productive from that standpoint. And so in that context, she's right about that.
Jeanne Zaino, T.J. McCormack, good to see you both.
And you.
Thanks very much. For more on the 2016 presidential race, go to foxnews.com. I'm Gregg Jarrett. Thanks for watching.